back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, I'm here today to do a book review for one of the finalists of SPFBO. I'm super excited to give you guys this review because I really enjoyed this book and I would highly recommend picking up a copy, so I'll link it down below where you can find it. The book I'm going to be talking about is Where Loyalties Lie, which is by Rob J. Hayes, and this is a pirate book. It's a book that I have definitely needed in my life and one that I'm very happy SPFBO found for me because I probably wouldn't have found it otherwise. I was kindly sent this copy by the author, but I would have read it anyway because it is one of the finalists, and inside this copy the author very kindly drew some lovely pictures for me, so I'm going to show you guys them because I think they are awesome and I think they very much match the theme of this book, which I love. This book follows a pirate civilization. It's set in a world where pirates are definitely a problem for the people who live on the shore. Pirates are banding together and making a town in the middle of the sea on islands. They are being able to stock up their supplies. In fact, there are so many pirates in this world that it's actually becoming quite hard to find a ship that has not already been looted by other pirates. So the pirates are definitely out of control, and we join the story where a pirate village has just been burned to the ground by the people of the shore and the soldiers because they don't really want the pirates attacking them all the time. We are kind of on the side of the pirates though, and we really like them, so we follow two different captains of two different ships. They are very, very unique from one another. They don't really get along, they've got no prior history together, but in this book they have to kind of cooperate together in order to save pirate kind and start up a new pirate base where the soldiers of this land cannot find them and cannot destroy their civilization. So we follow Keelan Stillwater, who is a man who is quite renowned for being the best swordsman that there is on the high seas, and he's also renowned for being able to take treasure and loot from ships without any bloodshed, which is quite an achievement. The other captain pirate who we follow is called Drake Morass, and he is incredibly wealthy. He is definitely one of the pirates doing the best for himself in this world. He's known for being ruthless. However, he is a very good captain to his crew and they are loyal to him to a fault, and he is very, very much a strong personality within the pirate communities. We then have another kind of anti-hero who is called Eliana Black. He is a captain who is feared throughout the seas because he is so bloodthirsty and horrible. He mistreats his daughter and his children. He's very, very nasty and really not afraid to do all of the things you would expect from a pirate and more. He's evil. He is pretty evil, that guy. So these three captains are kind of our main characters, but particularly Drake and Keelan because they have to team up, and we follow them as they go through the high seas adventuring to find a new place to set up camp and what happens when they get there. I really enjoyed this book. I feel like it's a book that I have been meaning to get around to for a while because I've not read a pirate-based book in a long time. I can't even remember the last one I read. It may have even been like the second Lies of Locke Lamora or something like that. It's been quite a while since I've read any sort of ship-based books, and I really, really enjoyed them. Or maybe Robin Hobb. Maybe Robin Hobb's Live Ships was like the last one that I read. I don't know, it was a while ago. So I really enjoy stuff based on ships. I don't know why, I find it really fun, and I think that this definitely completely evokes pirate life and what it would be and how fun it would be and how dangerous it would be and how ridiculously exciting but terrifying it would be to be a pirate, which I'm not saying I have career aspirations of being a pirate, but reading about pirates and being on the side of the pirates is quite fun, so I enjoyed that. I think these characters are definitely well developed, and I think there's some really interesting moments between characters which talk about love and trust. There are some characters who you just cannot trust in this book, and there are other characters who will betray you at all points. There are some characters who you can trust, but trying to find them amongst all of the thieves and scoundrels of pirate kind is going to be a bit tricky, and I think that's a really fun part of this book. The other element that I really liked is that this is quite a comedic book. It definitely has some really good moments of fun and comedy, and yet there is a lot of stubborn determination between the characters too, and I really enjoyed that element of the book. I think it just works as a whole. One of the other characters who does crop up quite frequently is Eliana. I think that's how you say her name, or Elena, I'm not certain. And Eliana Black is Tanner Black's daughter. She is also a pirate, she also has her own ship and goes out with her crew, but she is quite an interesting one because although she features a little bit in the background, she doesn't really come across as a main character per se, but she does really play vital parts in the storyline, and she certainly has a very interesting story herself. She is a character who I found frustrating at times because she takes things that I think are wrong. Like, she gets abused by her father in certain situations and she kind of accepts it because he's a pirate, and I don't think that's necessarily right. But with that said, I guess growing up in pirate kind, you might have some really warped ideas about what's okay and what's not, seeing as you steal from people all the time. So it does make sense to an extent. I did like her as a character. I think besides the fact that she did some things that I wouldn't have done, she was very forthright, she was very upfront, she was very brash, and she didn't mind sort of saying her own opinion to anyone and everyone. And I like that about her particularly. I think she definitely sort of embodied a powerful woman, although she did defer to her father in everything, which was irritating. So as a whole, I really did like this book. I think it just has that sort of crew-based banter, and it definitely has moments that I really enjoyed throughout the book. For me, the only thing that was slightly missing from this was the real depth of character, because I didn't feel like any of these characters I got emotionally invested in, even when there were shocks and surprises that happened with their plot lines and things that I definitely wasn't expecting. And I didn't feel like I was as excited as I would have been if I was really invested in the characters. This feels like a very light-hearted, very fun fantasy read, but it doesn't feel to me personally like it's completely thought-provoking or something that's going to really make you emotionally involved. If you want a great light-hearted read, this may be the one, but if you're looking for something a bit deeper, possibly not. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and for the purposes of SPFBO, I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10 because SPFBO, they rate things out of 10 instead of out of 5. So I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10, and I definitely think it is well worth reading and certainly a book that I would thoroughly recommend. It is the first one in a duology, so I will be hopefully picking up the second at some point soon to read and continue the series and find out what happens next. And I believe it's also set in the same world as another series that the author has written, so I'm hoping I'll check out that series at some point soon too, because that one also sounds really, really good. And definitely, if nothing else, add Rob J. Hayes as an author to read or to try out, because he is certainly one who can write really, really well and deserves some support in the self-publishing industry. So I'll link his books down below if you want to go pick them up, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you plan to. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.